ज्ञानतिवृन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। We are continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavad Gita from yesterday, reading from the verse 126. 40 verses are there in the verse in the chapter, so we're going for 26th verse. Tatra pashyat तातान पार्थ पितृनथा पितामहान आचार्यान मातुलान भ्रातॄन पुत्रान पौत्रान सुखीन तथा श्वश्रुवा सुहृदच्चैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि. Now as for the dialogue what you are talking about, Pashya, right? So is going to see now what Argumal is saying, that is being described here. There Arjuna could see within the midst of the armies of both parties his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his fathers-in-law and well-wishers. So all these relatives are there. So the same things are spoken on both sides, were all there. Purport. On the battlefield of Arjuna could see all kinds of relatives. He could see the persons like Bhurishrava, who were his father's contemporaries, grandfathers Bhishma and Somadatta, teachers like Dronacharya and Kripacharya, maternal uncles like Shalya and Shakuni, brothers like Duryodhana, sons like Lakshmana, friends like Ashwathama, well-wishers like Kritavarma, etc. You could see also the armies which are containing many of his friends. No, he saw. So Vishnu Thakur saying, Putra, Pautra refer to the sons and grandsons of Duryodhana and others on the opposite side. So these are grandsons and sons of Duryodhana. When the Lord spoke thus, Loknath will be able to read. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Read that Baladevan purport.
Baladevan purport. When the Lord spoke thus, Arjuna then looked at the opposing army. This is described in a verse and the house. In the opposing army, he saw elders like Bhurishrava. He was a king of the Kuru dynasty and was killed by Sat. Grandfathers Bhishma and Somadatta. Somadatta was the father of Bhurishrava. He was killed by
Satyaki. Pitamaha.
Teachers like Drona and Kripa, Acharya. Maternal uncles like Shalya. Shalya was the brother of Atri, wife of Pandu. He sided with the Duryodhana and was killed by Yudhishthira and Shakuni. No. Shakuni was the brother of Gandhari, wife of Dhritarashtra. Masulan. Brothers like Duryodhana, Bharatran. Not actually they were cousins of Arjuna, sons like Lakshmana. Lakshmana was the son of Duryodhana. He was killed by Abhimanyu, son of Arjuna. Grandsons like son of Lakshmana, Pautran. Contemporaries are the same such as Vasatama and Jayadratha. Jayadratha was a competition for Draupadi and later tried to abduct her from the Pandavas. He had a boon that whoever made his head touch the ground would have his own head burst into 100 pieces. Later, Shiva gave him the boon that he could defeat all the Pandavas except Arjuna. Arjuna defeated him by shooting the arrow which stopped his face and own head burst. and well-wishers like Kritavarma and Bhagadatta. Bhagadatta was a friend of Pandu and later resisted. However, he fought on the side of Duryodhana. Kritavarma started resisted but later fought on the side of Duryodhana. He later set fire to the camp, killing the sons of Pandavas. He was Suhruda. This description indicates that he also looked at the group within its own artistry, both the armies that were situated there. Then verb Samiksha is in the next words.
So like this, now he saw all the sons and everyone. He saw not only sons, grandsons, even friends, Sakhan, Guru, uncles, Matulan. All these people were seen by Arjuna from the other side. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. So Baladev is saying, who is who? Who all he saw? Tan Samiksha स कौन्तेयः सर्वान् बन्धून् अवस्थितान् कृपया परयाविष्टो विषीदन् idam Okay, seeing that, he spoke thus. When the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw all the different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus. So same thing is compassion and depressed. That's what is mentioned by Baldev in Chakradaka. Yeah. Nikhil Bro, can you read this purport?
Yes, bro. Any man who has genuine devotion to the Lord has all the good qualities which are found in godly persons or in the demigods. Whereas the non-devotee, however advanced he may be in material qualifications by education and culture, lacks in godly qualities. As such, Arjuna, just after seeing his kinsmen, friends and relatives on the battlefield, was at once overwhelmed by compassion for them who has so decided to fight amongst themselves. As far as his soldiers were concerned, he was sympathetic from the beginning, but he felt compassion even for the soldiers of the opposite party, foreseeing their imminent death. And while he was so thinking, the limbs of his body began to quiver, and his mouth became dry. He was more or less astonished to see their fighting spirit. Practically the whole community, all blood relatives of Arjuna, had come to fight with him. This overwhelmed a kind devotee like Arjuna. Although it is not mentioned here, still one can easily imagine that not only were Arjuna's bodily limbs quivering and his mouth drying up, but he was also crying out of compassion. Such symptoms in Arjuna were not due to weakness, but due to his soft-heartedness, a characteristic of a pure devotee of the Lord. It is said, therefore, yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana
bhagavati akinchana sarvairgunaiस्तत्र samasate sura harava bhaktasya kuto mahatmana manorathena sati bhavato bhakti.
One who has unflinching devotion for the personality of Godhead has all the good qualities of the demigods, but one who is not a devotee of the Lord has only material qualifications that are of a little value. This is because he is hovering on the mental plane and is certain to be attracted by the glaring material energy. Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 18th chapter, 12th verse.
So here, what we discussed here is very important, and just observe. Continue to observe this. Prabhupada is saying this is out of compassion for all the souls. That's what is mentioned here by Prabhupada in his purport. But such subsequent purports, Prabhupada is also going to bring about. This is actually Hridya Daurbalyam. Krishna is going to speak also that. So the other side also is going to come. But right now he is speaking. So which one is what? Why is Prabhupada speaking what? It has a reason. Why what Prabhupada wants to speak from there? Why he is saying one purport is compassion of Arjuna is speaking. Next purport is ridiculing Arjuna. So what is ridiculing? We need to clearly understand. So for that we need to have right understanding of what Acharya speaks. Okay. Anyway, right now Prabhupada is telling that is out of compassion. His heart is soft. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvair gunai satra samasate sura. So and we also need to be very careful when we glorify some qualities of any people. When you qualify them, then we have to see actually in connection with the Supreme Lord only we need to glorify. Apart from that, whatever good qualities we see in the people, we need to understand they are only temporary. They're only all the moral qualities, moral principles followed by the materialists are only, it is said that it's a lack of opportunity. And brief example, a person may be very moral and he doesn't want to take any bribes. When he is a student, he has many wonderful ideas, how bribery is bad, and all these things. Then when he becomes a government employee, he says, you anyway going to put signature, now I'm going to give 10,000 rupees. Please accept. What is the problem? Oh, anyway, I have to put signature, but he's giving 10,000, now why don't I accept? So it's only lack of opportunity. When the opportunity comes, everybody does the same thing. So because only the devotee of the Lord, we can expect some good qualities in him. Why? Because he's bound by Lord and he experiences Lord in his heart every moment to moment. Only him will have some good qualities. Otherwise, there's no possibility of expecting any good qualities in anyone. That's what the verse Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 18th chapter is going to speak. The other one. Swami, probably you able to read?
Oh, yes, bro.
Read the purport.
The merciful Lord of all beings, desiring to deliver the universe through instructions to his dear associate, put Arjuna under illusion, make it appear that his duty to fight was against religious principle. Through a distortion of the philosophy of non-violence mentioned in the Shruti with Mahimshat Sarvabhutani, do not commit violence against any living entity. Note,
Okay, leave that.
Ahimsan Sarvabhutani. By addressing Arjuna as the son of Kunti, Kaunteya as the son of his father's sister, thereby suggesting Arjuna's Kshatriya background, lamentation and bewilderment concerning his Kshatriya dharma are here suggested. Because of his extremely compassionate nature, Paraya Kripaya, he showed remorse, Vishdhan. Because of the word Kripaya in the instrumental case, there is a suggestion that this mercy is an inherent and perfect quality, emphasized by the word para, superior. Through analyzing the Sandhi differently, the word aparaya can also be formed. In that case, the meaning is though he had previously shown compassion for those in his own army, now he also showed different compassion for the members of the opposing army. Aparaya Kripaya. In stating that Arjuna talked while lamenting at the same time, it is suggested that while talking, he showed the effects of remorse, tears, querying of body and concentrated throat.
Throat is also contracted.
Throat.
Yeah. See, now two things are there. Aparaya Kripaya and Kripaya. Paraya Kripaya. Prabhupada took the side of Paraya Kripaya. That's how he spoke. Is out of compassion for all the living entities. So even if we say it's called what is called non-violence, purport Prabhupada is mentioning clearly. Even if it is said non-violence, the non-violence principle should be applied to directly the soul. This non-violence is not applied to something like nobody should be killed. No. If a person commits a murder, in order to not to get the results in the next life, then he is offered a punishment. So violence is there. Prabhupada used to say, that wonderful instance with what I remember. What happened? Once Prabhupada was approached by a so-called spiritual master who is a non-violence believer, and some of his disciples who came to Prabhupada. And he was mentioning, no, in any case, we should not perform any violence. No, Prabhupada is saying, no, violence is required. Somebody does a mistake, somebody is supposed to commit, he is supposed to be taking punishment. Violence is required. Prabhupada is telling. Then there was a disciple of her, and that guru, who was a female disciple who was sitting next to the guru. Then asked her, if at all your guru will not say anything if somebody catches your hand in the street. Your guru will be mom. Then he first of all, Prabhupada asked that guru, if somebody catches the hand of your disciple in the street, will you be non-violent? The guru got struck, what am I supposed to say? Then he said, yeah, I'll be non-violent only. That's what he said. Then immediately that disciple started crying, my dear guru, no, you'll not say anything. Somebody catches my hand in the street. Then she started saying, so you see, she's crying, and it's required. Violence is required. If your own daughter, your own mother, somebody is abusing them, violence is required. So violence should not be against the soul. That non-violence can be followed. So that's why for that to understand, yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana. Without bhagavat akinchana, akinchana, devotee of the Lord, one will not know what is good for the soul, what is bad for the soul. A guru may be correcting a disciple based on well-being of that disciple himself. For the welfare of the disciple, a guru may correct, though it is sometimes painful to the disciple. So it is not considered a violence at all. It is for their own well-being. So the benefit of the soul is taken into the picture. So that way, so we should not see in a wrong light of non-violence, of ahimsa paramo dharma. Ahimsa not paramo dharma. So that to be very clear. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. 128-29. Arjuna uvacha drushtvevam sajanam Krishna. Now Arjuna started crying. Now he's going to cry. Yuyutsam samupastitam sidanti mama gatrani mukam cha parishushati vepatuscha sharire me roma harshasya jayate dandivam samsate hastatya svaiva paridahyate. So Arjuna is started speaking after seeing Pasha. After Drishta. Now Drishta is spoken here. So after seeing, so he's speaking this. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering, and my mouth is drying up. So he's speaking this. And translation of 29 is, my whole body is trembling. My hair is standing on end. My bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand. And my skin is burning. Actually, all these symptoms in Arjuna came as soon as he started seeing. Of course, he is not seeing a deity and feeling all these ecstatic symptoms. He's seeing the people, personalities around, and he's feeling these symptoms. So, translation: Oh Krishna, seeing my relatives, friends gathered to fight, my limbs are quivering, weakening, mouth is drying up, my body is trembling, hairs are standing on end, my bow is falling from my hand, and my skin is burning. Almost same translation by Baldev Devbhushan also. The purport, short purport. Minister, please read.
There are two kinds of trembling of the body and the two kinds of standings of the hair on the end. Such phenomena occur either in great spiritual ecstasy or out of great fear under material conditions. There is no fear in transcendental realization. Arjuna's symptoms in this situation are out of material fear, namely loss of life. This is evident from other symptoms also. He became so impatient that his famous bow, Gandiva, was slipping from his hands. And because his heart was burning within him, he was feeling a burning sensation of the skin. All these are due to a material conception of life.
The previous purport, what Prabhupada said, it is due to the softness of the heart of a devotee. Now Prabhupada is telling in that all these are due to material conception of it. Okay, don't worry, we will clarify them. We are going to see ups and downs of this also again and again. Right now, we'll continue. Second chapter, many more are going to come. So Vishnu Chakravarti purport.
Seeing all these known people, my mouth has dried up. The phrase, as I stand here, should be added at the beginning of the sentence. As I stand here, seeing this, my limbs become weak. Having been described as afflicted with lamentation, Arjuna in this verse expresses the same in his speaking. Sojana, meaning his group of friends, is in the similar case to express a class. Amara Kosha says that Swajana is the equivalent of friend or relative. After I situated here, have seen those relatives assembled, my limbs such as hands and feet are weakening, sidanti, and my mouth has dried up completely, parishushati, from fatigue. His hairs were standing on end, Romaharsh, and his body was quivering, Vebatsu. That this bow was falling from his hand indicated his unsteadiness, and his burning skin indicated his burning heart.
So all this Swajanam, Swajanam is connected to I. Amar Question is also saying the same thing, friend relative. After I situated here and seeing that, so all these symptoms are seen. So till now the symptoms are not seen, but he's seeing the relationships with the body. So out of that, these things are produced. So we need to understand that's why Prabhupada is saying that this is due to the bodily conception of life or his Hridaya Daurbalyam or whatever. So that's why Prabhupada is saying this. We'll understand why it is happening and all to Arjuna, in spite of being him a pure devotee. That we will see later. So today we'll pause. Today we covered 4-5 verses. I think 2 to 4 verses we have covered, and we'll continue there from tomorrow. 30 in this verse, in this chapter, there are 40 verses are there. Mostly in 2 days we'll be able to complete the chapter. So today we have seen that two contrast feelings. One saying Prabhupada, due to soft heartedness of being a devotee, these feelings are experienced or symptoms are experienced. Another one due to material conception, he said. So we'll see many more to come, and we'll try to complete the chapter. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions? Okay. So we'll continue tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.